Just to see. All right, we're live on YouTube. Just give us a moment and we'll be starting up.
Only pay for what you need with Liberty Mutual.
All right, folks, we're going to get started here in just a moment. Just send out the new location on YouTube. All right, Jeff, did you get that link?
Let me check my email real quick, Rob. Yes, it did. I will forward it to a few of the guests that I know will be joining us this evening.
All right, technical difficulties as always, right? All right, for those of you on YouTube, if anybody's there, go ahead and just give me a comment. I see Wayne is on. Thanks, Wayne, for joining us. Wayne Dalkey. All right, first comment, Wayne, thanks. All right, just bear with us for one moment. I think we're just sending out the new link. So for some reason, we had this scheduled on LinkedIn Live, but on an event, but for some reason, it would not let me do that, even though I registered for it a few days ago. So we'll adapt and overcome like we do, right, Jeff? All right, Jeff, were you able to send that link out? All right, Jeff, were you able to send that link out?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Maybe I.
All right. Let's. I say we get cranking. Let's let the show start. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Rob Balsano, class of '93. With me, I have Jeff Kubik, also class of '93. We have a couple of our classmates that are live streaming right now, and for those of you who aren't live, obviously you're going to see the recorded version. So, welcome everyone. Just for set expectations, we've got about 30 minutes set up for this, and hopefully we can get some questions answered. If not, you'll know where to go to get your votes counted for the all-important Board of Elections for the AOG. So without further ado, myself, like I said, Rob Balzano, class of 93. I do have a LinkedIn group, USAFA alumni, that I started on the fly way back, probably about 10 years ago. I think we're up to approaching 7,000 members right now, all different classes. So that's awesome. And I'll put a link to that a little bit later on. If you're not a member already, please, you can just search USAFA alumni and join us there. Great to post, and we try to keep all the ads and all the Facebook-like stuff off of there. So with me, I have Jeff Kubik, who is a classmate of mine back from basic training back in the summer of '89, Jeff, when we first started. And we've been friends ever since. We both live in the Maryland, Annapolis, Baltimore, D.C. area, which is great. And it's been great to reconnect with Jeff over the last few years. So, Jeff, want to give us a quick intro? What have you been up to?
Thank you, Rob, for hosting tonight's meeting, and welcome to everyone out there on YouTube. I'm really excited about throwing my hat in the ring for nominations into the board of directors, and I would be humbled to have your vote in consideration. I've been busy over the last 2 decades involved with the Baltimore Chapter Association of Graduates, where we have over 220 members in the chapter, and we do a variety of outreach, both for cadets that are visiting the Annapolis, DC area, whether it's sports or clubs teams, or it's even the exchange program at the Naval Academy. It's great to show them the long blue line doesn't end in Colorado, but goes all the way to the front gate of the Naval Academy.
Awesome, Jeff. Why don't you give us a little rundown of what you've been up to?
Well, as far as the bio, I guess it's a little hard to see. My Air Force career was 2 tours, one at Fort Meade and one at Eglin Air Force Base. My background's in electrical engineering, and I used to joke with folks that I got to play in cyber before cyber was a buzzword. So I was very blessed with both assignments, having an opportunity to play with leading technology and making an impact for national level customers. Over the last 20 years, I've had a variety of roles within the defense contracting community, working for a variety of companies to include Booz Allen, Northrop Grumman, and some internet startups, as well as mid-sized companies. I'm currently at Jacobs Engineering, where I do capture development on cyber opportunities. Aside from the business world, I do keep in touch both with Air Force Academy alum in the Maryland area, as well as our sister academies. We have a very active Service Academy Business Professional group in Annapolis Junction, where I had an opportunity to meet and Naval Academy alum and learn some of their tools of the trade for networking and community outreach.
Awesome, Jeff. Let me see. What do I have here?
No.
Hey.
Where did you find those pictures?
Remember those?
Incriminating.
Look at that. That was a Sammy, right? Saturday morning inspection there.
Yes.
What else?
It's probably the cleanest my room has been since then.
That's right.
100th night.
Wonder. Yeah, you're right. I wonder how many of those folks you can still name. Dave Pope. That was from our freshman year.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome pictures. All right, Jeff. So hold on. Let me see what else. Oh, all right. We'll get to that here in a second. So Jeff, we've got. So we're here because of the AOG elections are coming up, board of directors elections. And if those of you who are watching are like me, we've if I remember correctly, during basic training, you signed on the dot when you got all the stuff handed to you. One of those things was your invitation to join the AOG or membership, right? That came out of our magic money, right? And
yes.
then I think you either had to check on the dot there, whether you're going to be a lifetime member or a monthly member or get the money back or something like that. So I remember I must have signed lifetime member because I didn't get bothered with having to pay again for membership, I think. So anyway, we get the Checkpoints magazine. That's pretty cool. We get to see all of our classmates and hear all about our classmates and what they're doing, and just try to keep up with the AOG, which is real important for a lot of our folks. So Jeff, tell everybody here, number one, what is so important about the elections? How many board of directors positions are coming up? Give us a little bit of the background of this election here.
Absolutely. The elections are held every 2 years, and 11 of the 15 board of directors are actually voted upon by the Academy grads that are members of the AOG. This year, there's 5 of the 11 positions available for voting in candidates. There's 35 outstanding candidates that I'm honored to be considered amongst. As far as the AOG has been evolving, much like the Academy experience has been maturing. Being the youngest Academy, we certainly had a lot of room to grow and to gain some better insight. And I think what we've noticed in the AOG over the last several years is that both in terms of fundraising efforts and career networking, we're trying to make up on a lot of lost time in contrast to West Point and the Naval Academy. As far as the AOG, their vision is to really support the grads and the cadets, meeting them where they are in their respective stage of life. In the case of the cadets, there's a lot of unfunded activities that don't get congressional appropriations. So the AOG is very instrumental in identifying those gaps and reaching out to the graduate community and the businesses to make up that difference and to really provide that excellence in academic experience that each of us have enjoyed. Aside from that, the outreach and networking with the graduate community is something that is still continuing. There's over 80 chapters of the AOG throughout the US as well as overseas. Some of these chapters are affinity groups and they're not tied to a geographic region. The purpose of these chapters is to really get graduates in touch with each other and to form new friendships and bonds and to help each other along the way. So I totally appreciate that thrust and benefit. Additionally, the AOG has been supporting Service Academy career conferences going on 20 years. And these have been an excellent opportunity to network both for new opportunities within the business sector, as well as networking amongst Service Academy grads. So those are the main efforts of the AOG.
All right, Jeff, awesome. Lots of candidates out there. It seems like, I don't know how many there normally are. I feel like the older we get, the more we get involved with these type of matters. Like maybe we have more time, or the distance in the rearview mirror is far enough where we want to get back and certainly get back and help because we see what an impact it has. And now as we see some of our classmates, even at the 2-star level, which is pretty impressive. So we're getting old, Jeff. We're getting old, but it's time to make an impact.
My gray hair reflects wisdom.
That's right. Absolutely.
For hard lessons.
That's right. Hey, Jeff. So with the AOG, what, in your opinion, what makes you a good candidate? I mean, there's obviously everybody's got to be a USAFA grad. I've kind of looked through the gamut, and there's pretty young ones, pretty young alumni to older alumni, and there's a good span across there. But where do you feel, why now? Why do you think you're a great candidate now?
That's a great question, Rob. Based on the desired requirements that the AOG published for this year's election, I feel like I stack up pretty favorably amongst the criteria. In particular, they want individuals to participate on the board that have a full commitment to the AOG. And that commitment is beyond just going to the quarterly meetings. It's the passion, the energy, and the willingness to network and leverage personal contacts. I've had the opportunity as past president of the Baltimore chapter, as well as currently as the networking coordinator, to form new relationships across over 200 grads in Maryland, plus more than 400 grads in the Northern Virginia and DC areas by reaching out to those respective chapters. As far as diversity of reflective AOG membership, they're looking for diversity in age, as well as gender and race, but also life experiences. And I believe that my career journey isn't necessarily unique, and it's one that grads that did not have an opportunity to complete an Air Force career have experienced within the business community. I think I would be a strong advocate for identifying resource needs of graduates for business networking, as well as supporting small business owners that are graduate-owned businesses. From a leadership experience background, I bring both business world experience, having managed contracts in excess of $100 million with staff of up to 150 personnel. Additionally, I've supported numerous nonprofits. In addition to the AOG, I've been actively involved with Trail Life for the last 4 years, both as a troop master and as a trail master to young boys experiencing outdoor adventure, short of being in a SERI environment. As far as communication skills, I've done public speaking and have reached out to grads and cadets on numerous occasions as informal mentoring opportunities.
Thanks, Jeff. And one of the things, Jeff, and I know, and that's kind of how we reconnected here is, and I've been here in the Annapolis area now for almost 19 years, and I know you've been here for that long or longer?
I would say being a Maryland-born native, I turned down an appointment to the Naval Academy to see the Rocky Mountains. So
right.
it's a homecoming coming back this way.
And how long
you're from the East Coast also, Rob?
Yeah, I sure am, up a little bit further up north in New York. So, Jeff, I know one of the things that really struck me once I got back here, and like I said, I've been here for 18, 19 years, but the Baltimore chapter, I mean, starting that chapter up, there's, in our area itself, there's been the DC chapter that's been here, but starting up a chapter, and I know we've had some discussions over the years, Jeff, about just how important it is for our Academy alumni group as a whole. And that's all of the grads to kind of stick together, help each other out, whether it's in business, whether it's mentoring, the new cadets coming in, especially this last year. I know the AOG did a great job of trying to reach out to grads, trying to get the grads involved with helping the cadets, just showing some support and things like that. And that's super, super important. And I know you've done a great job of that, Jeff. And I think that's really important for all of us to understand, and how far that reaches, and how somebody like you just being able to connect those grads and having that diversity of thought to be able to, say, hey, what can we do? Let's look at West Point, let's look at Naval Academy, and we're all different, right? We are the youngest of the Academy of Service Academies. However, I think part of what makes us unique is the fact that, and I don't have the exact statistics. I remember looking at this one time that, what makes it a little bit difficult in the sense is that we have, I believe we tend to have grads that stay in the military longer, right? Because we have the pilot training commitment for a large number of grads. And I think just because everybody just loves it, and especially now going to space, and there's just a lot of opportunities. And so I think with our grads tending to stay in longer, we feel connected. And so we can feel connected because we're still serving a large majority. And so, I think by default, we feel like we're still kind of involved when really, there's a lot going on with the AOG that we probably can have more influence in. And that's why, I think you'd be a great candidate, Jeff, because you do bring that to the table, and, you bring that importance of how it is to connect everyone. So, and Jeff, I have, let's see. We have a question here from Wayne. He says, one innovation I'd like to see out of the AOG would be reaching out to our members who are in the innovation community to invest in accelerators to get them exposure to an innovation mindset. Great question. Do you want to comment on that, Jeff?
Wayne, thank you for posing that question, because I think the Academy in the last 10 years has really embarked on Air Force Works, and they've set up sort of incubator for cyber innovation. I think the AOG can piggyback on that program and actually propel it much further, because to your point, the Academy graduates are dispersed in all different sectors of the industry, whether it's in artificial intelligence, machine learning, cyber, advanced biological research. And all of those can really enrich the cadets' learning.
Yeah, and I think I think Wayne makes a good point, Jeff. I think there's just a lot. There's a lot that we can do, and just simply doing more of these forums. I mean, I know with COVID, some of the goodness that's coming out of that is being able to do things like this and just reach out, where before we kind of felt like, hey, if we don't get together and have a live event, that we can't do that. So I think things like this, just innovating with how to reach out to our alumni group, and just seeing what, the board of directors represents our grads, right? And I think that's important. I know, through the years we could, communication with anything can always be improved. And so I think that's, your importance on communicating and reaching out, getting those inputs from the grads, Jeff, I think would pay dividends for all of us. So
absolutely, and I've been impressed with what I've seen from some of the grads from 2008, 2012 that are involved with Platform One and some of the DoD software factories. They're really demonstrating leaning forward with changing the approach.
Right. Yeah, I know that, and sometimes, and that's why it's great having that diversity across the generations. And I think having as many board members as are on there, which is great to do. All right. Let me see if there's any other questions coming through. Jeff, any other highlights you want to talk about? Anything that you want to get the point across? Obviously, we'll have more folks that will be watching this, the recorded version. So let's talk about. I know when I saw that, I got the emails about where to vote, March 22nd. So we're coming up, coming up short in time. But I know when I looked in my emails, apparently we were supposed to get an email that we'd link, and there's a code. I didn't get it, so I was able to click. I went to that, and it's on the bottom there, elections@aogusafa.org. What did you say the name is? I think I emailed that, and they sent me a reply right away within a day with the code and all.
Miss Corey Grubbs from the AOG is the director in charge of the elections. Okay,
great. So that's elections@aogusafa.org. So that's if you have not yet voted, and you haven't look in your spam, look in your email and stuff. But basically, everybody's going to get a unique code, and once you get on there, it's real easy. And there's bios for everyone who's on the who all the candidates are and what their platforms are. And I haven't seen any commercials yet live on Fox News or CNN or anything yet, Jeff. I think is yours airing pretty soon?
This is a low budget, budget campaign.
That's right. All right. Sorry, Jeff, I interrupted you. What else did you want to say?
Oh, I would just encourage people to actually vote. I know sometimes you think your vote doesn't matter. In order for the election to be finalized, they need 25% of the membership to vote. As of yesterday, they were about 1% behind. They were at 24% participation.
Okay.
Likewise, as far as the class decades, if your class is the highest percent from your respective decade, the AOG is providing $500 towards your respective class gift. So
Okay.
I'm rooting for 93
Yeah.
that we can raise some additional funds.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeff, if I remember, I know at one point we were leading. I know they send out kind of the stats, and I think our class was actually doing pretty well up there. At least honorable mention. I don't know exactly where we are now, but yeah. Hey guys, that's everyone out there. This is important. Like everything, you have an opportunity here to cast your vote, and everyone is great candidates. Class 93, of course. We have Jeff. We have Asteria Joseph also. That's on the ballot. So it'd be great to see two of our classmates there. We need everybody to get out there, take a look. If it's somebody you know what Jeff stands for. He's a straight shooter. He's an awesome guy. I think he would do great on there, bringing his experience as a founder of the Baltimore chapter AOG, bringing it to the national level, and really looking out and really reaching out for everyone. So Jeff, I'm going to wish you the best of luck with that. And I hope everyone goes out there and votes. I do want to, before we have closing comments, Jeff, I do want to give one pitch for our LinkedIn group. That's the USAFA alumni group. There are a few, if you're on LinkedIn, there are a few different USAFA alumni. And I believe there's an AOG one as well. So this one here we started, I'm looking right now, 6,806 members, which isn't too bad. I think it's one of the higher ones there. And like I said, it's just a good forum for everyone to kind of to link up, if anybody needs any help. And now, what I've seen some things is I think we're getting to that age where many of us have older kids that are, in college or, internships and going through postgraduates and all that. So, hey, we can help each other. We're all USAFA family, the long blue line. So let's reach out there. Let's, post what's good, post some of your ideas, post where you can help maybe other academy grads and how they can help you. So, Jeff, I'll give you the floor for closing remarks.
Well, you summed it up pretty well, Rob, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all the viewers out there on YouTube. If any of you have some questions that come up, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to connect with you and share some thoughts. Take care.
All right. Awesome, Jeff. Hey, thanks everyone for being on there. And if you're watching this recorded, hopefully you didn't fast forward too much, but that's your prerogative. Hey, thanks everyone, and have a great night. Jeff, good luck to you. And we hope to have some great results coming out of, make sure you go out there and vote March 22nd. Thanks all. Take care. Good night.
Take care.